What's one of the most frequently asked questions when you're doing your presentations?
What happens when we die?
And?
And many things can happen when you pass over. Now, death itself, people don't talk about it. It should be taught in schools and everything. It really should be. And it's not morbid, it's not frightening. Unless you're a bad person here, hey, I'd be a bit frightened, definitely, because you're going to take what you have now out there. You don't leave it here. That's probably the most frequent one, what happens. And the transition's very important. Your last thought is the most important thought you'll ever have in your life, because you could die in a second, and that thought will take you to a level. Your last thought will take you to a certain level, okay? So you've got to be careful of what you think all the time.
That's a nice thing to know.
Yeah.
To really be conscious of.
I live like I'm going to die in a minute. Okay. I'm always saying I could die. Even to my kids, they go, don't say that. I go, but I could die in another minute. So right now, this is how I choose to be, and it keeps me try and keep me in that love space and everything, because I'd rather feel that when I go. Takes the transitions easier as well, if it's sacred like that. Some people go to healing realms, some people go to the halls of the Menti, that's just like your judgment side. You're supposed to know everything there. You never ask a question, or you won't go through the door to God, and things like that, until you know that you know everything when you're in soul. There's so many realms out there, but the main thing is to say, when someone passes over, a lot of people say, am I going to visit my family? Are they going to be there for me? And I know the experiences that I've had. When you pass over, you probably won't even care, because you'll be so overwhelmed with the love that's out there. And then after a few moments, you might say, hang on, where's my mother? Sort of thing. But most family members would be around there. Not all the time, but sometimes. People have got to understand, you've probably had about 200 lives or 250 lives. You've died 200 times already. So when you actually die, you know what you're doing, usually. Then you get the souls that are earthbound, and they get stuck in houses and they become ghosts. Some humans keep pulling in, saying, I don't want you to go, I don't want you to go. So the soul gets stuck. A job for a human is to let them go. Say, go. When you let them go, your grief actually lightens, and they can work. The soul can do what they need to do. They can evolve, but they can come back. They can visit. So the deeper your grief, you've either got the soul stuck, and they're grieving because they're trying to get in, so they're hurting, trying to get in, and the person's grieving. If you let the soul go, the grief lifts. When they come back in, you might feel grief again, because you feel the sadness, but that's just a connection with them. That grief is a connection. But at the same time, you can't get messages for yourself really clear, because your vibrations are dense. Yeah. Right. So you need to let them go and be happier within yourself, because you've still got life. They haven't got lost. They haven't disappeared completely. They're just, at home, where we came from. And it's beautiful. If you're a good person here. If you're not, believe me, you take what you sow. Is that right? You reap what you sow. Can't forget, can't remember, whatever.
Well, speaking of beautiful, it has been a beautiful chat with you. We've been given the wind up. Just one last quick question.
Yes.
Where do you think we are on this planet at this moment in time as a species?
Not very
6
evolved.
words or less.
Not very evolved. I wish we were more evolved. Yes, getting there, but for some reason we take 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. It's sad.
So the key message for all of us?
Oh, for heaven's sake, just love each other. And if you've got an issue, deal with it yourself, and don't put it on anyone else. And don't blame anyone, and don't sue people. If you're on a footstep and you trip over, hey, it's your problem. You're on the footstep. You